The Spyderco Enuff 2 in K390. I really wanted to like this knife, but... Greetings everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome if it's your first time here. If it is your first time here, please check out my 4 playlists. I do lots of different types of weird videos on this channel, not just the tabletop stuff. So some of you are already asking, why is the Espada XL here? Well, we call him the boss here on this channel. He pretty much oversees these tabletop proceedings along with little Jerry, the worst carved rooster on the planet. And this is going to be my last video for 2023. I'm going to release it on New Year's Eve. How's that? Which is today. I'm filming it now.
How dare you!
Anyway, this is going to be a kind of a choppy video in that I'm going to show you before, after, during, because I got a lot to say about the Enuff, and I'll save my verdict for the very end. If you want to skip through, go ahead, but you're going to miss out on some really important things here. So I encourage you to stick around. To the long-term, short-term, all the people that are part of this channel, I wish you all a very happy New Year.
You're a smart mother. That's right.
The Spyderco Enuff 2 in K390. I have taken it into the woods, and I'll run some B-roll during this presentation, I guess you could say. And let's see where we're at. You can see that it's missing stuff. It's missing the original configuration of carry and all that good stuff. And let's snap our fingers and let's bring it to its original state. And voila, there is the original configuration with the loop going around. And I might be off a little bit. I just put it back together to save us some time, but it's pretty darn close. So that's the idea. You kind of flip that open and you pull out the knife and off you go. The problem that I had with this, there's a couple of problems here. Number one, this. Let's show it to you here. Let me bring in a belt. All right, here's a standard type of belt. This is the type of belt I normally wear. It's some kind of a tactical type thing. It's pretty hard. I wear belts like this common. All right, so putting it on, you know, with this round portion here and you kind of loop it, it's not bad. That part of it is okay, and there's room for it to slide through, so that's okay too. But when this is on your body and you're trying to take it off, holy crap, that little hook, it's in there and you cannot get it out. You pretty much may as well just take off your belt and just slide the thing through because it's that hard. I'll try showing you just from here. You have to get past that hook. And if the thing is off a little bit like this, you can't pull this back. So you have to be perfectly square, perfectly past it, and then you can slide it through. Once you off a little bit, it's impossible. So I personally do not like this system. You can see that I've got a whole bunch of other ones down here to demonstrate as well, because yeah, I went through everything to find the right combination, which is coming in this video. So one problem I have with this is this method of carry. Now, I didn't figure out how to actually make it work on a vertical carry, but this is how it came. This is a little bit redundant as well because you've got a pretty good snap going on here. So do you need this? Not really. It kind of gets in the way. Is it nice to be there? That's, I suppose. I'm not too lost with this. Now you can see I probably got it backwards. It should be like this. Maybe I had to go one more over, but I think you get the point here. Anyway, I found this to be very frustrating, so I had to remove it. Now, something very important to pay attention to on this sheath is these silver rivets. You can see that this kind of looks like this would be the finished side, and this would be the unfinished side, if you follow me. This is what would be against your body, and this is what you'd present on the front. And the way I've got it set up right now is backwards because it was the other way. So follow along if you can, because what you're saying right now is the way the knife is inserted, that's the finished side. So yeah, you are correct, but let me remove this and let's go back to the second way I tried to carry this. So the second method I tried was a Tec-lock, and I tried finding a way that I could line up the holes and make it work. And if you kind of shimmy it around, you can make it work. But the problem is you're going to use these ones with the rivets and not the ones that are bored out. And there is a difference because most of the hardware will not go through the one with the rivet. It will not go through the one with the rivet at all. So you're stuck using the bored out one. So I don't really feel like drilling out any other holes. And you can see I can use one, but I can't use the second one. And in a vertical carry, it was similar. It's the same thing. I could use one and I can't use the other one. So the Tec-lock got thrown out. So which brings me to the third method, le duck. That's right, I used this. I pulled this off of the le duck and it works just perfect using this hole and this hole. And the hardware on the le duck is much smaller and the barrel fits through, it fits through just fine in this area. And let's play along here. Let's put it in here for now. I'm going to leave the washers out. I'll show you what I mean by the washers here in a second. Let me speed the video up. Okay, sorry for that. There we are there. We've got it installed now. With the le duck, you can go horizontal, vertical, whatever. It works fine. I left these spacers out here just in the interest of speeding up this video. And let me bring over a pair of pants here. I've got it in the right side right now. And this is how I've been carrying it for a while now. It's been just fine like this. And you reach down, pull it up, no problem. And the pouch stays there. You could do this on the left-hand side, no problem. The only drawback I have with this is, well, none really. That's actually a very good way to carry it. This method is actually better than the original method. So let me go on to the third method of how I carry this knife. And the third method of carry is Top's Knives to the rescue. I had a couple spare loops and here we go. I put in some spacers right here, right inside between the leather and the sheath, and it works perfect. So I'm scout carrying this on the, I guess that'd be the 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock position, looking down. And that's what I'm carrying it, and that's how I'm carrying it now. Why? I can put it on my belt. I can take these, change the sizes, put them on my shoulder straps of my pack. Don't need that little thing because we got a good solid snap. So that's great. So I've resolved my carry method to this. Thank you, Top's Knives. Now let's two more problems with this sheath. So another problem that I had with this sheath was the rattle. So when I shook it like this, it was absolutely out of control. It's not doing it anymore because I had to fix it. You know, this is frustrating me just talking about it. But anyway, I fixed it. What did I do? I've got a piece of Velcro down in there, the soft portion. I guess that'd be the hook or the loop, the very soft piece. You can kind of see it down in there. If I get the light just right, and I managed to put it in on one side. So when I put the knife in, I have to make sure that I remember to keep it to the front side. As I'm inserting it, I'm keeping it to the front side because if I keep it to the back side, I'll poke that piece of Velcro. So is that a huge deal? No, I'm already, muscle memoried. It's working fine. But the problems of this sheath are not over yet.
What the
So when you're taking it in, or putting it in and taking it out, you're not going to believe it, but yes, the edge will catch a little bit of the bottom there, and it will take that nice sticky edge that you put so much time and effort into and just take away that sticky edge and lose that sharpness. It's not going to be hair popping anymore wherever it contacts that plastic. Very, very, very annoying. How did I fix that? I took a file, and the file is very, very small. I don't have it here, but it's kind of like a diamond file. It's the same shape as this, but it's very tiny. I put it in this way, so I created a V, and I just kept filing, and I did that to the top and bottom, which brings me to another problem.
Oh! Ew! What the f?
So when you look at this sheath, like I talked about earlier, you've got a rivet here that looks finished, a rivet here that looks unfinished. To the naked eye, to the average knife user, you would say that this side should be the finished side, ergo, whatever side you're carrying it on. So if you're carrying it, I don't know, if you're carrying it on your belt buckle and it's facing that way and you're looking outwards, you would think that the knife goes in this way if you're on the right hand. If you're on the left hand, the knife would go in this way, in keeping with the rivet to the finished side. Well, lo and behold, I tried it and tried it, but the best retention that I got was this method. So when I pull the knife out now, I'm not getting any more loss of edge. So, I didn't really know where to go on this one. When you look at this, when you look at the curvature of the actual handle, and then you look at the curvature of the plastic, I think that's plastic, I don't know if it's Kydex or not, it's kind of misleading because it's not a perfect match. Now, conversely, if you do it this way, that's what I thought was the original match. To me, that made sense. Finished side. Now, when you do that, you don't have the thumb ramp. The thumb ramp doesn't really make sense anymore. So it's very confusing the way they did this. Now, if I do it this way, I don't have any up and down. None. It's solid. And it looks like I've got a thumb ramp here. It looks like a proper thumb ramp. It makes sense. When you do it this way, I got up and down. The tip of the knife it's doing this right now, which is probably dulling that portion of the blade, especially when I pull it out. And I've gone through so much effort here just to maintain that sticky edge that I found that putting it in this way, so if you were left-handed, it would be, I guess it would be fine. Yeah, if you were left-handed, if it was this way, then you would have the rivets out. So maybe it was designed for left-hand, I don't know. And of course, when the knife is shipped to you, this is in a plastic, whatever. It's shipped in some kind of a thing here. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, there you go. So when it's shipped to you, it's in one of these things. So you don't really know how it's supposed to go in the sheath. It's kind of a by guess and by golly. And this little round thing, I'm assuming, was on the blade tip. But yeah. So let's go through the paperwork. Maybe there is something in here to tell us how to do it. It's telling us that the K390 is a great steel, and that's all well and good. And, oh, here it is here. Proper maintenance. And maybe this picture will help shed some light. All right, so the way it is inserted, okay, so yeah, I was correct. I was correct. The unfinished side, which is a match now. Yeah, let me get back here. All right, there you go. That's a complete match. So if you put the knife in this way, which I got to remember where the Velcro is. That matches the picture. Does everyone agree? Yes. I would call that the unfinished rivet, and I would call that the finished rivet. Oh, hang on a second. My beef stew's ready.
How dare you?
Ooh, sorry for that. Okay, so here we go. This is how I thought it was supposed to be. I was right in my assumption. It matches the picture. Again, there's no other details on this. So if you follow the picture and you install it correctly and all that good stuff, which would be, by the way, just like I had it, sorry. You've got up and down here where you don't have it in this position. You have none. It's solid. Solid is good. Plus, it looks like a thumb ramp. It looks like it should be that way. And that's how I'm carrying it now. And my edge is sticky sharp all the time now. So, is it frustrating to know that you always want to keep the blade up, right? This is the up. And to the front? Muscle memory, not that big of a deal. Should you have to go through all of this? Nope. Why? Well, here's a knife. Here's an example. There's absolutely no way I'm going to make a mistake putting this knife in. Not only that, there's no way I'm dulling that edge. That edge is sticky sharp all the time, every time. Perfect. Not perfect. Could have been, but it isn't. So you need to do a couple of things to this if you're going to be serious about carrying this knife. You don't want it rattling around and you don't want it dulling the edge. That in itself should be enough for you to make some decisions on this knife. I don't know if anybody really goes over those kind of details. Now let's start talking about the knife itself. Now if you stuck with me so far, then you're probably wondering, why is it taking so long to get to the knife? Well, to me, the sheath is almost more important in a sense because that's what's holding this thing. Now we could talk about the knife. Yes, it's a really good knife. K390, some of the best steel out there. I like it so much. In fact, I carry a couple of police models. You've seen them in my videos. I've got many, I've got two police models right now, the serrated and the non-serrated, and I love this volcano grip, and I love the color. Spyderco, if you're watching, which I doubt very much, take this handle material and put it on your brand new Military 2 with this blade steel, and you've got a winner. Seriously. The Military 2 in the volcano grip, call it the lightweight 2, whatever. Man, that'd be great. Anyway, I told you this might be a little bit of a long video. So the number one thing here is when I took it to the woods, is a splitter? No, it's very thin, right? Food processing, no problem. Feather sticks, no problem. Minor camp chores, no problem. Blade steel, very good. Handle, very comfortable. I've seen some reviewers say that the handle is a bit small, but I think the way this knife is designed and the way it should be used, it's just fine. The one thing visually, from my perspective, is why didn't they just make a proper Spidey hole? And before you say it, it's going to weaken the knife. Well, we already got it going on here. I think it would look really cool. Just try and imagine that hole, maybe a little bit smaller, maybe not quite that big, but that little tiny thing looks like a mistake. It almost looks like the thumb stud fell out. I don't know. It's just rubbing me wrong.
You're a faggot, all right?
A bigger thumb hole, or not even a thumb hole, just a Spidey hole, would have set this thing off. I really think visually, I'm seeing it. Anyway, maybe that's a minor, Johnny thing. The other thing is there should be a sharpening choil. Now, I can't show you the sharpening choil on, well, I could show you here maybe on the Espada. All you needed to do was just give us a little bit of a sharpening choil here. That would have been nice. Is that something I can do? Yes. But some of you are watching this video and you're not into doing any of these modifications at all. You just want to buy this knife and use it as is. And hopefully some of the things you saw in this video here right now would not make you think twice, but, maybe think, twice. Okay, sure. Psychologically, I feel that this portion of the blade is never going to be as razor sharp as I have it here after what I've gone through with that sheath. And it's always in the back of my head. So maybe it's still dulling it. I don't know. It just doesn't feel the same as it does up here. Outside of that, I really like using this knife, especially on the kitchen counter. It's an expensive kitchen knife, but it's got many other uses too. Could you field dress an animal with this? Totally could. Totally could. It's got that profile. It's got the grip. It's all there. Food processing, light camp chores, and a tactical, yeah, I guess anything, right? A hammer would work in a tactical role as well. But my point is that I really want to like this knife, and I think I really could. I could take it to the next level, but there's a couple things I need to fix here still. And I'm still not 100% happy with this sheath. If I find that it's still dulling the blade, it's going to really upset me. I'll probably have to take the Dremel and do a little bit more work in there, and then probably take the heat gun and just tighten this up a little bit more. But then, I'm going to have up and down movement, and I don't want that either. So, but anyway, that's where I'm at right now. You can see how it's configured. I have 0 up and down in this position. I have lots of up and down in this position. So I don't know. That's what we have. This is my last video of 2023. It might even be my last video on the tabletop.
Can you believe this mother